So, welcome today to our Build and Lose workshop. Welcome. My name is Andrea Caprio, and I'm so excited to have you here for our Build and Lose workshop. Now, some of you have been with me during the last few days in our challenge, and we've been talking a lot about habits. And today, actually, what I want to do is combine everything together and help you really to develop habits that help you to build those habits and lose weight as a result of that. And that's basically the promise I am right now having for you during today's workshop that I'm sharing. Now, when you hear either live or in the replay, just watch and remember that you have something to write here, maybe some pen of paper, and also that you put up off all the distractions like your cell phone, or maybe you close all the tabs on your computer so you can fully focus on this workshop, because I'm going to deliver a lot of value for you and of course help you to implement those habits right now during this workshop. Now, this workshop is especially for those who have been struggling for a long time to overcome their issues and have been maybe trying to do a diet or whatever it is and would like some help with healthy habits. Maybe you just can give me a thumbs up if you see the screen, so I know that you all see it and can also hear me. Just let me know, and also let me know where are you from. There's a chat function here, so you can type in the chat function whenever I prompt you to. I want to make this workshop really as interactive as possible. And also you can ask any questions, so I can either take them in between or at the end. I'm actually just want to put my chat out here so I see that. Great, super. So remember to type in the chat where you're from and any questions and comments you might have here. And let me just know if you can see the slide and if you can also hear me. So you are here rightly. Let me see if that works actually. Give me one moment. Okay, so you are here rightly if you struggle with weight gain, or if you maybe tried every diet and nothing worked, or you're struggling with cravings and eat often more than you actually want to, and you probably know what you should be eating, but you are maybe struggling, or you're struggling with willpower, right? So if any of this is your thing, then you are in the right place, because so often people have been trying everything and they're really, really struggling with this and are not, getting anywhere. And welcome to anybody who just joined meanwhile. I'm so sorry, but we had some technical issues here. So we are here with the Build and Lose workshop. So if you're struggling with any of this, you are in the right place. And I want just to say that in the workshop, you're getting obviously a lot of knowledge. We also remember we had our bonuses, which I just want to see if I can just quickly share them with you, because I want to give you today as much value as possible. And the bonuses are really something that help you even to go a little bit deeper besides what I'm sharing with you today. So I'm going to share in the chat in just a second all the bonuses, and I will tell you a little bit more about them in a second. So they are here. Okay, let's see. So the bonuses I've added for the workshop are the habits and lifestyle checklist. So the links are in here, the chat. And if you watch the replay, then they will be in the email. I will put them just on there, so you just have them together. They were already sent to you earlier in the emails when you signed up, but maybe you didn't see them. You also get two really great videos I've done a couple of months ago, a really wonderful summit, the Food Freedom Festival, and two of the top talks I share with you. They are very, very valuable in improving your health and overcoming cravings and losing weight. I've added the Mindful Eating Guide, which is helpful to get started with mindful eating, and then a free lifestyle and habits consultation with me. In this consultation, we will basically tailor make your journey here on your weight loss journey or in your health journey. So you have have really all this together. Great, but maybe a little bit about me. My name is Andrea Caprio, as probably you know. I guess some of you have been following me already for some while. If not, do so. Do check me out. I have a website, obviously called wellnessmethods.com, and you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, with a handle for Wellness Methods or Andrea Caprio, depending. So I think it's pretty easy to find me online, but definitely do check me out if you want to find out a little bit more. I'm a master certified transformational nutrition coach. So I'm a very holistic approach I'm using. And I go a bit deeper than probably your average health coach or nutritionist. I combine coaching, and I specialize in helping busy people to overcome emotional eating and weight issues. So I really look at the holistic picture from also a nutritional, functional nutrition perspective, which I will share a little bit more later about it, to help my clients to achieve goals. And today we are going to speak more about habits, right? Because basically, now we have a little thing already here. It goes a bit fast here. Yeah, these were actually the habits. So sorry. So we have basically the habits that we want explore. One is the stress-free living, night and morning routines, working out, mindfulness, eating healthy, and then building small healthy habits. Now, these are the habits that I really find with my clients that has helped them to overcome their issues around emotional eating and about struggling really with, losing weight or becoming healthier. So I definitely would love to know from you here, and you can type that in the comments. What are you mostly struggling with to achieve your health or weight loss goals? Depending on why you're here, but maybe just share that in the comments. What is your biggest struggle usually? Is it maybe to stay on track, or is it that you tried every diet, or whatever it is? So just write that in the comments so I know a little bit where you're at. And while you do that, let's speak about the first habit, which is stress-free living. Now, why I have chosen this is because I see that so many people are stressed, right? And I guess if you're here and you're busy and like everybody else, you are probably also one of those. I certainly have my fair share of stress in my life. And stress has been always an issue that led me eating more than I wanted to eat, or unhealthy, or snack, right? And many of my clients, of course, because stress is something that's just so omnipresent, and it's very easy to look for an easy way out. But not only stress, it can be emotions, it can be anxiety, it can be any kind of event in our life that leads to eating, right? That's what I call stress eating. So in order to overcome stress eating, or instead of practicing stress eating, we are trying to look for a stress-free living. Now, we cannot have a stress-free living completely, but there is a lot we can do about minimizing stress and also changing our response to stress we have. And now one thing I really am big about is, and that's the first habit I want to share with you today, is planning the evening before, right, for the next day. And it's something I learned many years ago, and I really try to do, and it has removed probably, 60%, 70% or so of my stress just by planning in the evening before. First of all, by planning my next day in advance helps me to sleep better, and that of course improves my stress levels, and I'm more active. But also it makes that the next day I get up and I can sit down on my desk or at my desk and immediately get started with my day, right? And I don't need to fret around and stress around. And also important, of course, when I do this, is that I have a very short list of things to do for the next day. Now, to be honest, I'm still struggling with this. It's also something I am learning. I'm not perfect like you, or probably, I've gone actually through my own health journey. I became a nutrition coach when I saw how better lifestyle and eating habits improved my own health concerns I had. That's when I actually started studying, because I wanted to help other people. So, but I believe, we are on a constant journey, and we are not looking for anything perfect, but we look for improvements. And that is what I'm doing about planning the evening before. And I would recommend you as well. Anticipating as well things that can go wrong is also something that can help you to learn stress-free living. So thinking about, okay, now I'm going on a trip, right? And I go with a car or I go with a plane, right? And I normally have planned, that maybe I have some food with me, or I'm thinking that by lunchtime I will be somewhere where I can get healthy food. But then things go wrong, right? Maybe there's traffic, or the plane is late, or whatever it is, right? And then things go wrong. And then I end up not being home by lunch, and I go to the next whatever best option to get some snack. And usually they're unhealthy snacks, and I eat them. And of course, all my healthy eating is gone out of the window, literally. Now, when you plan for plan B, or for the, anything that can go wrong, then maybe you can add a little bit of nuts in your purse or something like that. So you have something that you have ready, and you can eat healthier and overcome the stress related maybe to the delay for it. So what is your stress response normally? So what is normally something you are doing when you're stressed? And what is something that then we develop from there something you can do better? So I give you a sample, and I would love to know in your comments, how do you react to stress? Are you eating ice cream or cookies or chocolate, or what is it exactly you're doing? As obviously an unhealthy response, right? I mean, we want to keep the healthy, but the unhealthy we want maybe to change. So what is that? Now, what I like really to do is, when we have a stress event, is take that as a trigger, and then instead of doing the unhealthy habit, develop a new one. So let's assume, give you a sample. Let's assume, for example, that you are, whenever you're stressed and maybe your boss calls you or something like that, and that stresses you out, you're gonna open the drawer and you take the cookies. So what you can say is, whenever my boss calls you, I drink a glass of water instead of opening the drawer and eat a cookie, right? Or something like that. Or I go for a walk, whenever I feel like anxious and stressed after a difficult day or so. Instead of eating chocolate, I go for a walk, or I call a friend, or whatever. Or maybe you have something healthy available instead of something unhealthy, and you could say, instead of eating the cookies, I eat hummus with carrot sticks, or something like that. So instead of stress eating, look how you can develop more stress-free living, and how you can have a better stress response. So develop a better stress response. Great. Now, I would love to know is, what is your better stress response that you are ready to develop from here? Let me know that in the comments so we can see from there. And then let's move to our next topic, which is a night and no, oh gosh. This is acting very, very slow. What is happening here? A night and morning routine. Okay, sorry for that. Here we are. Okay, there's sorry, no, let's go for the workout. I'm so sorry. So let's go for the working out routine here as our next habit. Now, a lot of my clients and a lot of people say that working out, exercising, it's something that is really, really difficult, and they usually cannot stick to. And my reasoning there is that why they cannot stick to it, it's actually because they are setting unrealistic goals here. And that is really, really important, to set realistic goals according to where you're at, and of course also to your lifestyle, right? Now, I give you a sample. I have some clients, they are overweight and they are really struggling with moving around. Now, for them, it is definitely not realistic maybe to have a 1 hour workout if they have never worked out, right? On the other hand, somebody who is more an athletic person and maybe has a regular workout routine, for them, they can easily bump it up or so. So first of all, it's really important to find out where are you at, right? Where are you, where are you feeling at? What is your level? How much time do you have as well? And from there, then include really a workout routine that works for you, right? So that's the first step that's really important, is to start where you are. And then the next thing is to start a tiny new habit. Again, depending where you're at. But for example, if you want to start running, right? And you haven't run before, then it might be an easier way that you just add to run maybe for 5 minutes or even 3 minutes or 1 minute, right? Just very short run, and do that rather every day or regularly than to try to run for half an hour if you've never done that before, right? So that's one thing. Start where you're at, start with a tiny habit. And also, you can also very easily, first of all, make sure the environment is good for starting that new habit. So, for example, you want to make sure that your sneakers are ready, that your gym gear is ready, that you have everything in the morning if you want to do in the morning some gymming or so. So you want to prime your environment, and you want also to have a trigger that ticks it off. So you could say, right after I get up, I have maybe my lemon water and I put on my gym gear and then I go for a run, right? So the trigger will be the getting up in the morning, right? So you want to put something together like that that gives you the trigger as well. And then remember also, if that's still a struggle, it's better to do short boosts of exercise throughout, or movements throughout the day, something that you really like and enjoy. So, or that's easy for you to do. So maybe you like dancing. So why not put on some music and dance in the morning? Or you might want to go rather for a walk because you like that. Personally, I love walks. I can always put in a walk. So for me, that's always something. If I feel really lazy for maybe gymming or so, at least I can put in a walk. Or maybe instead of taking the elevator, you want to take the stairs, or, something like that. So try to put little movements into your day. Maybe you want to do a walking meeting. So, or when you're on the phone, you walk. Or to give you even an idea, just something little, I have a standing desk and I'm standing right now. I do my meeting standing. And at least I'm up and I'm not sitting on my bum here. So that's also something you can do. So what is the one habit you can do that helps you to work out more? Also remember to share that in the chat with me so we can keep you accountable. And right now, the next one is night and morning routines is really something I love doing. Now you can imagine that the morning and evening routine, I learned that from my coach, Ron Reich, by the way, amazing coach. The morning and evening routines are like your bookends, right? They kind of envelope the day in the best way possible. And that's why it's so important, because they really give your whole day a meaning, I would say. And especially I find a morning habit is, for me, is probably the more important one. So both are important, but the morning one, if I don't do my morning habit, I feel not good, right? My day usually goes completely wrong. And I must say, I stick most of the time to my morning routine. But, sometimes I travel or, some things come up or so, and maybe I cannot do it the same way I'm doing it. I try to stick always to a minimum, but for me, my morning routines keep me grounded and they set me off for a good day. So I highly, highly recommend at least a morning routine, but ideally both morning and evening routine. So the morning routine could be something that you say, I give you an idea how I have my morning routine, then maybe you can work on developing something, or you can develop something for yourself. So my morning routine is that I get up in the morning, I get in the kitchen, I say hello to my cats. Usually they're usually hungry and want some food, and I prepare a lemon water. So warm lemon water with squeezed lemon. I put a bit of ginger and turmeric, by the way, and it makes it a bit better, and additionally good health benefits for immune inflammation and so on. And then I take my gear and my water, and I sit down. I have a little massage thing for my back now. That's a pretty new thing. I really love that. And then I do my meditation, right? I do at the moment abundance meditation and usually another meditation. Not too long, but 10 minutes, 15 minutes, sometimes 20 minutes, depending on the day. And then usually I do gym. I do online gym since we moved so much, and with the whole lockdown situations and all that. So I have a really great program. I do online gym. I switch a little bit, sometimes strength, sometimes cardio, sometimes yoga. And then I prepare my smoothie. I usually do a few things, prepare my day and so on, and get ready for my day. And then I start my work. So this is my morning routine, which I really adore. By the way, recently I added Wordle. I don't know if you know that. Anyway, so this is really something that's important and that keeps me ready for the day. In the evening, usually what I do at the end of my workday, I write my list for the next day. I usually also review my day. I have some abundance kind of exercises that I do also, by the way, in the morning and in the evening. And then before I go to bed, I have also a routine that I recommend. So that could be a meditation, it could be journaling. It's obviously getting ready. Personally, I love my bath in the evening. It just relaxes me. So we all have our little things. I normally read a little bit as well, and so on. So what is something you can do to develop your morning and evening routine, right? So maybe take some time, write it down, and then start. Super easy. So the routines I mentioned to you are maybe a little bit longer. If you haven't done a routine, maybe just start with one thing, maybe just the lemon water or just the meditation. And then you can build on and maybe do that for 1 week. And the week after, you can have a little bit more, whatever it is. And I see that really, working with my clients is really nice when after some time they're able, like, for example, Taylor, she's one of my clients. She joined my habits coaching program and she loved it. And she really developed those routines into her life. And she was a new person. She really started, implementing, getting more in touch with herself, doing more self-care and all that. And eventually, going more and more in, she lost 50 pounds. It's a true story. You can double check with her. It's, by the way, a testimonial is also on my website. But she really went into the habit coaching program and immersed herself, developed all those routines and learned a lot and really listened to herself where she's at. And then it led to an amazing weight loss. And she, by the way, still keeps the weight off. She has worked with me last year and she's still doing really, really great. And that's what I'm all about. And that's why I believe habits are so important, because once you have these habits, you don't need to think about them anymore. You don't need to use willpower or, self-sabotage, can't sabotage your efforts or whatever it is. And that's really what's so powerful about developing healthy habits, which I include in my programs. Great. Now, one habit which I want to just share is drinking water, because I need just to drink some water. And I invite you to do that as well. That's one of those lifestyle habits that I highly recommend, by the way. Often our body is more thirsty than hungry, but our brain understands it's more the hunger and eats instead. And just by drinking water, you can actually lose weight just by that. Great. Now let's speak about the next point, which is eating healthily. Speaking about water, obviously also eating is super important. And you know that, of course, but what is important there is to plan your meals. almost like with everything I mentioned, if you just plan your meals and prepare them in advance, probably if that's the one habit you change, your life will change as well. Because just by planning healthy meals, preparing them in advance, making it simple without overwhelm, you already have something that you can eat. Most of the time seeing talking with people is that I see they are eating unhealthy because they don't have anything ready. Then they get home, they're tired, they're stressed, or whatever it is, and then they get into the fridge and are then just choosing anything that's ready. And usually the fast food, the unhealthy things are readily available or quicker to prepare if you haven't prepared anything yourself, or often people then order something or go to a fast food restaurant or whatever it is. Right now, if you're just spending a little bit more time in preparing and planning your meals, you are good, right? And it literally needs just to be a couple of staples. To give you an idea, this weekend I spent probably even not an hour, 45 minutes tops, and I prepared a soup. I had done a bone broth in advance, which I mixed with the soup. I've done a really nice ratatouille, which I love, mixed vegetables. And I've done a big tray of oven baked vegetables. And my husband did some chicken as well, with some olives and tomato sauce. And he did something else. I don't remember what it was now. So these are just very simple dishes. And these are things that we can eat throughout the week and then mix and match. And maybe just on one day I just did a salmon and added that with the ratatouille, and that was a meal. It was delicious. It took me literally 2 minutes to prepare in the evening, and instead of having some unhealthy food, we had ratatouille with salmon, which for me is a very healthy option in my opinion. Right. And just by planning and preparing a few things in advance makes my life so much easier. And remember also to eat regularly. Often we eat unhealthy because we get so hungry because we haven't eaten regularly. So just by planning out your breakfast, lunch, dinner, and maybe some snacks and eating those at regular intervals is helpful for you not to overeat at meals once you have locked out a meal before. So that's really super important. And then also make sure that you include fiber and protein in your meals and decrease a little bit your carbs. Your carbs meaning the starchy kind of carbs like bread and pasta or sweets or so. Because when you eat too many of those, you actually make your body crave more sweet stuff and sugar and other carbs. Whereas if you have enough fiber and protein, that helps you more with weight loss and overcome cravings, and eventually rebalances your body, one side the hormones, the gut, and the blood sugar, to allow you to have less cravings. I can give you one thing. When my clients work with me, I usually get on a call with them before that. By the way, if you're interested in getting a call, in the chat, there is a free lifestyle and habits consultation that I can offer you. So we can do that. But I normally tell them, we speak a little bit about what they struggle with, and usually they struggle with cravings, right? And obviously unhealthy cravings, right? And I usually tell them at that time that they are able to overcome those cravings, those sugar cravings, and eventually get to only like vegetables, right? And they usually look at me and they say, oh no, that is not possible. I don't believe that. And I say, no, it is possible. And after some time, they are really craving more vegetables, and they're always very surprised. So true story. That's one of my things I really enjoy working with my clients together. Great. So eating healthy, fiber and protein, and also again, start with building small habits, right? Don't immediately change completely from, eating only at McDonald's. I'm not saying you do that, but I had actually a client, and then only having healthy meals, right? Start where you are at. So go slowly, have maybe just one meal or so included, and then add more meals as you go. Great. Let's go to the next point here, which is for you to be more mindful. Now, being mindful is one of those things that they don't go fast, but they have one of the biggest amazing effect on weight loss and implementing a better lifestyle and being healthier overall, because being mindful slowly rewires actually your mind and helps you like that to enjoy life more, to be happier as a result, of course, be less stressed, be less anxious, and usually then also experience less stress eating, which we have been talking about earlier. So being mindful is really something that is easy to implement. Maybe not, it doesn't sound easy, but it is actually easy. So first of all, what I really like is mindful eating to implement. And just remember, there is the mindful eating ebook that is included. I've added that in the chat. You have the links there. So if you want to look at it, you can check it out. It was also in the email I sent you. But mindful eating is one thing. So instead of being on your computer or with your phone or whatever it is, right, you want really to be mindful there while you're eating and actually focus on what you are eating. So maybe you want, to make it look nice on your plate, maybe set your table nicely, nice music, some candles or something like that. But you want really also to focus on the food you're eating. So when you chew, you want to really chew longer. So a quick question to you, and please type that in the chat like earlier. How many times are you chewing your food right now? I mean, not right now, but in general, how many times do you chew your food? And I want also maybe just to let you know that ideally, we should chew your food 25 to 30 times each bite, right? Obviously, that depends a little bit on what you're eating. For sure, but in general, 25 to 30 times. So if you already start being more mindful and just focusing on from time to time chew your food a little bit more than you do right now, it's already you're mindful eating, right? And that's really great. So try to be a little bit more present when you're mindful, when you're eating, sorry. The next thing that I also recommend is doing meditation. Now, meditation doesn't need to be that you sit 1 hour, and whatever it might mean, but it's simply that you spend some time, again, being mindful, being present, right? And that might be that maybe you just breathe, right? You focus on your breathing just for a minute. Or you can do a meditation while you walk or while you stand or whatever it is, right? Or you could do a visualization, visualize yourself sitting on the beach or, having achieved your health goals or weight goals or whatever it is. So implement some meditation, or you could also, in terms of being more mindful, maybe practice more gratitude, right? So just by writing down every day your 3 things you're grateful for at the end, and that could be part of your evening routine that we've discussed earlier. And you could say, I am grateful, I don't know, for my boss, or I'm grateful for my mother, or I'm grateful for my child, or whatever it is, right? So just like feeling, and obviously it's about the feeling, being really in your heart grateful for something or somebody is something also that puts you in a more mindfulness state that helps you really to rewire your mindset and be healthier. And obviously that helps with weight loss. Just eating mindful can make you lose weight because you eat less and you eat slower. And the body, or rather the stomach, needs about 20 minutes to register that it's full. So if you eat slowly and mindfully, by the time, you're maybe 80% there, you register that you're full and you don't need to eat so much, right? These are little tricks that are really helping and go a very long way. So I want to know from you, and please type that in the chat, what is the mindful habit that you want to implement? Is it that you want to try the mindful eating book, which is here in the chat? The link is in the chat. Or do you want maybe to start with a meditation or simply a breathing exercise? What is it you're doing? Type that in the chat. Great. And now we get to our last point, and this is just implementing small habits, right? Now start thinking of where can you start small? What is the one little tiny habit that you can implement? And by the way, I just want to remind you, share something with you. There's one really great book that is called Tiny Habits. That I use a lot when working with my clients. It really helps people to implement tiny habits or small habits into their life. And I will just run you through that so you can apply that to any of the habits we talked today about or any other habits. So a tiny habit is basically that you need a trigger, a new habit or a new replacement habit, and a celebration. Right. I give you a sample, for example, and then I give you a couple of ideas. So, for example, you want to have a trigger like every time I go to the bathroom and after I washed my hands and I turned off the tap, I take a glass of water and I drink it. And I celebrate, yippee, right? So this is basically the sequence. So the trigger is when you go to the bathroom, you wash your hands and you turn off the tap, right? That's the trigger actually, because it's the last activity you do before you do that new habit. The water is obviously the new habit. And then you want to celebrate whatever way of celebration you want to do. It can be a little happy dance or yippee or high five or whatever it is, right? And this is something that is proven that helps to rewire your mindset, because basically through the celebration, you tell your brain that it's happy, right? And dopamine is released and we are craving dopamine. That's why we are eating all the sugar and so on. And we're doing sometimes not always the right thing because of the dopamine. But we can rewire our brain with this by basically celebrating. And when we do this new habit, and eventually our brain will understand that when we do this new habit, it gets the kick of dopamine. And that's why eventually our brain will crave the new habit. You can, by the way, also replace an unhealthy habit with that. So you could say, each time I walk in the kitchen, instead of heading for the cookie jar, I will eat a carrot and I will celebrate, yippee, or whatever it is, right? So that is also a way you can do. So I would like to know, what is your new habit, your tiny habit? What is the trigger? What is the new habit and what is the celebration you do? Write it down, trigger, new habit or replacement habit, celebration. And do that for anything you do in your life, you want to learn in your life, or you want to start as a new habit. Great. Any questions? If you have any questions, do type them in the comments, please. And remember to drink your water. Great. So I just want to quickly summarize, and then I want to share something super exciting with you. So we have gone through building small healthy habits, which basically are stress-free living, night and morning routines, working out, mindfulness, eating healthy, and building small, tiny habits, right? So this is one of the big things that you can do, but there is always a little bit more. Habits is really a very, very important part of things I teach, but I mentioned already earlier to you, I really teach a holistic approach. And the holistic approach that really helps my clients to overcome cravings or weight loss struggles or hormone imbalances or any issues with their gut, or maybe any, sleep issues or stress or maybe some other chronic diseases such as diabetes or so, is really based on my 5-step food freedom formula system that I'm using working with my clients. And it works really so nicely because it works all together. So whereas habits is one part of this 5-step system, I would love to share actually the 4 other parts, right? Because in the end, the habits is something we can implement, but we need often to go a little bit deeper. So for me, the food freedom formula, which is, by the way, part of my Healthy Habits Builder program that I will share with you just in a second, is to recognize the root cause, reset the body's healing abilities, repair the root cause, relearn healthy habits. We spoke about the habits, and rewire the mindset. And just in its complexity together is really what gives my clients amazing success. Like I've said earlier, Taylor, who lost 50 pounds, or some of my other clients who were able to lose between usually 20 to 50 pounds, depending on where they are at, and improve all their issues they have usually related to them, which might be low energy, digestive issues, hormonal issues, or some chronic conditions they have. So remember, if you've been trying to implement healthy habits and maybe you were struggling, remember, you are not wrong, right? It's them, by the way. You didn't find the right way of improving your issues you had. And just remember, you deserve to be healthy and happy. And you are able to reach your goal. If anybody tells you you're not, or it's your fault that you haven't, they are wrong. So I want really that you show up and commit and know that you're loved. So I want to know if you're really ready to commit as well and go deeper. And if so, I really would love to share with you the details of my Healthy Habits Builder program, where you can discover the joy of lifelong weight loss through learning how to prepare meals, plan, building healthy habits through accountabilities, and going much deeper and finding out what are the root causes and addressing those root causes, and allow your brain to rewire and your mindset, so you are actually able to keep on track with those habits. So I want to share a little bit more, of course, about my Healthy Habits program. It will help you to get clear and, really get clear about your goals and help you to map out the journey. I see all too often people are just trying to have a diet and they're not seeing the bigger picture. So only if you get clear actually about your goals and, map out the journey, you're able to get there. We mentioned already addressing the root causes. I see too often people have maybe some digestive issues, or maybe a lot of clients have too low stomach acid and hence cannot absorb the food as well and eat more. Some people have things like food intolerances, and because of that, they eat the wrong thing, and the inflammation level in their body actually gets up. So it really depends on what it is, but really very important is to get clear about the root causes and address them. Implementing and maintaining simple habits obviously is super important as well. And then it's also to develop a lifestyle that works for you. We all are busy, right? And so you want definitely to have something that works for you and fits your busy schedule, and learn things like meal planning and prepping so you can gain time and reduce temptation as well, right? So here's, by the way, a quick story from Taylor. I mentioned Taylor earlier. So you see a before-after picture from her and her testimonials she wrote. As I said, she lost over 50 pounds and she really embraced that program. She did all the habits. It was really nice for her to get in that and to get everything out. But she not only lost the weight, she also learned this new lifestyle and embraced herself as a person and have a much better mental health and energy levels and a much better relationship with herself. It was beautiful to see her transformation. And I have many other clients, of course, as well, who had that. So, what is my Healthy Habits coaching program for you? So, what is included? So, first of all, included are bi-weekly modules with videos, resources, and tasks. So, every 2 weeks, you get new modules which include all the teaching I do, where we obviously go very deep into the different areas of improving your health, losing weight. So we start with goal planning, goal setting and planning. We then go into digestive health. We go into improving hormonal health. We look into what to do with stress, how to improve your sleep, what to do for movements, etc., etc. So there are so many areas, and there are always videos, resources, tasks to keep you on track. That is probably the heart of the program, but there's so much more because you have unlimited digital coaching with my team and I. We use a platform where you can check in every day if you want, send us a message. We can keep you accountable if you want that. We have also some tracking, so food tracking app is included, where we give you personalized feedback. There are daily, weekly, and monthly check-ins, so we keep you really accountable and focused, and so much more that you can use that for. It's like having a coach, a one-on-one coach in your pocket, basically. We then also have a weekly, a monthly office hour. That's a Q&A call where we also progress. So these are calls which are kind of one-on-one with our coaches. You can call in, you're on a hot seat, you can ask questions, we keep you accountable. And also we have a monthly group meal prep and Q&A call. So there we speak, that's another session that you get where we speak about how to prepare meals, help you with preparing meals or developing a meal plan, or maybe brainstorming some recipe ideas, whatever it is. It's a really action-based session with my team and I, where we help you to get to do the things, right? To prepare those meals, to plan them, and really improve your knowledge week after week or month after month. By the way, the program is a 6-month program. You also get a 10-day reset program as a bonus and a 28-day meal plan. So all this together is the total value is over $5,300. But of course, if you sign up right now, you're not going to pay that. The normal rate for our Healthy Habits coaching program is either if you pay for the 6 months upfront is $1,197, or if you want to use the payment plan, it's $297 per month for 6 months. But I have at the moment a special that obviously I want to give you, and that is only available for a few days. So you want to be very quick here and sign up. So the fast action offer is that you get, first of all, a special bonus that is worth $567 in the form of a full assessment and an assessment session, which is one-on-one with either myself or one of my coaches, where we can personalize the program for you. And the assessment will basically help us to find more the root cause, to point out and obviously address the root cause during your journey in that program. So that's one thing that is included. And instead of the payment I mentioned earlier, so you can either sign up. So instead of paying $1,197, if you want to pay upfront, it's $897 only. So it's a really great offer here. Or you can have the monthly, which is then only $197 per month for 6 months. That is a payment plan due for the whole 6 months. And you can sign up here. So I also just want to pop that in the chat. You see the link here, but you just have it in the chat. Okay, let me pop that in. And remember, to get the special price, you need to use the code. There's a coupon code. Let me copy that one, which is Fast Action Habits. So you need to use that at the checkout to get the special price. Right. Now, I am super excited, of course, about this program. It's a program that I have been developing for many years now. And recently, we've given it an upgrade. We added some more sessions to it. So you actually get more one-on-one and more coaches interaction than you had before. I always like to personalize my program. So that's why it's all together with those special bonuses that I added there. And you are really lucky because you still get it at the special price I have. It will increase very soon, so in a couple of days. So you can still sign up. As I said, the link is here in the chat. And please use the coupon code Fast Action Habits, all in one word. But now, I would love to know if you have any questions, either on the habits workshop that I presented earlier, or if you have any questions maybe on the program. So before you do so, and you can do so in the chat, by the way, I'm very happy, and I can also unmute you if you have any specific questions for me. So just let me know in the chat. The chat is, by the way, where these little points are, if you haven't found it yet. Great, but just for you to know again that in the chat also you find all the bonuses I have put in here, the habits and lifestyle checklist. You have the 2 videos which come from my summit. You have the mindful eating ebook, and you also have a free lifestyle and habits consultation with me that you can sign up. And by the way, if you would like maybe to get on that call and have me help you to personalize a program for you or personalize your journey for you, we can use that. Or if you want to discuss working with us and maybe discuss any of the programs, you can sign up and we can discuss that. The link is here I will just share that again in case you missed it. I'll just put it in. And then, of course, you have here the link to join my Healthy Habits program for weight loss. And you remember to use the coupon code Fast Action Habits. So I would love to know if there's any questions from you, and otherwise we will wrap up, and I wish you a wonderful day. And I would love to hear back from you. What is your number one takeaway from today's workshop, and what are you implementing? Super important to share that always with people, because otherwise, you're not going to do it. And I do know that, based on studies they've done, when you write down what you're going to do and share it with somebody, you're more likely to do that. And that's why, by the way, our habits coaching program is so successful, right? Because we work with a lot of accountability, help you to get you there. Great. Now I will wrap up. If you have anything else you would like to know, you can always send me also a message by email. Again, sorry and apologies for any technical issues we had earlier. I will definitely send the replay out. Just bear with me a little bit. And then I want to thank you for being here, and I wish you a wonderful day, and I hope to see you in the Healthy Habits Coaching Program or anytime soon. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.